Chapter 1. God Hiding in Plain Sight. This book is for all of us who've been fooled into believing that success is defined by accomplishments. To go big or go home. To shoot for the stars instead of binding our lives in joyful surrender to the cross of God. It is for all the invisible saints who labor unnoticed on their little acre of the kingdom of God, while the world engineers neo-towers of Babel to make names for themselves. It is for those frightened of anonymity, who think they have to be known to matter, to be first to be of any worth, who have yet to realize that God specializes in the last, the least, the forgotten, the unfamous, and the infamous. It is for refugees from religious groups that have industrialized God into a vending machine, where you purchase health and wealth by emptying your silver into the God slot, only to end up with lives vacant of glory and inundated with loss and suffering. It is for those whose eyes are so bedazzled by beauty and power and wealth that they are blind to the treasures of heaven wrapped in the brown paper simplicities of life. It is for rural congregations and storefront missions, hidden in the shadows of sexier megachurches, in whose humble midst lost sheep are found, broken lives are redeemed, and everlasting friendships are formed with friends in the low places of this fractured world. This book embraces a veiled spirituality that discovers God rolling up his sleeves in the toy-strewn family rooms of stay-at-home moms, the dirty cabs of John Deere tractors, and the mop rooms of school janitors, where saints are forged in the fires of lives no one will remember except God. This book is a call for a sweeping reorientation of our understanding of how God is at work in our lives, away from the grandiose to the simple, away from the mind-blowing to the mundane. It is for those whose God is too glorious to be born in a stall reeking of cattle dung, too glorious to ruin his reputation by hanging out with pariahs, too glorious to bleed out between two thugs on an executioner's stake. The true God is glorious, but in ways none of us would expect, for he hides himself beneath his opposite. Dream small. We were watching cartoons, or tracing the ABCs in our kindergarten class, the first time the seeds were sown in the soil of our minds. Maybe while our moms and dads were bouncing us on their knees, they told us that we would do great things. And all the while we were growing up, this mindset grew up with us. It molded our perception of what matters, formed our understanding of what would put a smile on our faces and an exclamation point at the end of our lives. I was 18 years old when it fully blossomed within me. I began to draw up the blueprint of my future. What I didn't realize was this. I was planning how to go astray for the next 20 years of my life. I began to dream big, to go full steam ahead, fueled by ambition. That's what my culture had taught me, after all, what I had come to believe so firmly that I never for a moment questioned its validity. We're told, whatever path we follow, to be all that we can be, to earn trophies that serve as icons of what's made our lives worth living. Each chapter in our biography should be something to boast about. The year my football team won state, when I graduated with honors, how I landed a job with a Fortune 500 company, my promotion to management. Sometimes, for some people, these big dreams do come true. Most of the time, for most people, they don't. We, along with our dreams, careen off the highway and end up stuck in a ditch along the road to glory. I went astray for 2 decades in the pursuit of my ambitions.